Good morning, boys and girls. Let me turn my fan off. I really feel bad that a lot of our young ones, and I'm sure you parents don't even know because for some reason you youngsters think you can't talk to your parents, and maybe a lot of you can't. I don't know. I could always talk to my mom. So I empathize with you, and just know that just hear me out, okay, young ones. And to me, if you're younger than 28, you're young ones, okay? Just know that at one time your parents were your age, okay? You have not yet been your parents' age to say or to think that you know more than them or different than them, okay? So I would encourage you, as I do personally, to just hear your parents out and tell them, I mean, I don't think they're out to necessarily be your best friend, no matter how badly most parents want that. They just want to know what's going on in your life and that you're safe, okay? So they're out to protect and love you from harm, and you can't always see what harm is and what harm isn't, you know? You think the girls maybe, or the boys, depending, might think that some man is trying to, do you a great service when he's really just trying to feed you candy to get you into the car to go do whatever he wants you to do, okay? And that's just not always the case, you know? It's just not. So, we all at times need to think straight, just like being an older person, you go to grandma still, because grandma's still older than you. She still experienced different things than you. So we go to grandma or auntie or uncle for advice or some wisdom. It's not just because you're a kid and we don't think you know anything. Of course you do. You're very intelligent. You could probably solve all the problems in the world and our government if we just paid attention to you. But people think kids don't know nothing, so we don't ask kids. And if it were up to me, kids would be in government, not the older ones. Because let's face it, the younger ones can think of so many different ways out of a situation, like dang it, I can't think of the name of the state in Louisiana where they had the floods things. I'm sure, kids would just figure out a way how to build homes on top of rafts or something. So when the floods came, you'd rise up. And when the floods left, your home would go back down again. You can plug everything back in, or build underground, or, and you have an elevator down to your house for those towns that have, hurricanes or whatever. Kids would think of these things. They would. I know you would, because they're so intelligent. We forget that they're intelligent, and kids, you think at times that you're not intelligent, but you really and truly are. You are. And we just forget that sometimes because we adults forget. Well, not me, because I know I'm a big baby. I don't forget to play and have fun and remember what it's like to be young. Now, a lot of older folks will say they didn't forget, but they did. They forget. And then they need their kids to remind them when they say, okay, come on, get down on the floor and let's play Barbie or, Rock'em Sock'em Robots or something like that. But you young ones need to remember, once you start talking to your parents, they remember what it's like to be young and fall in love for the first time and, all that good stuff. But they need you to remind them sometimes. So remind them, hey, Mom, me and this, guy is bullying me. What should I do? Hey, Dad, teach me how to box so I can, beat him up because he's always taking my lunch money or, calling me a fag or whatever. Go talk to your parents. They're going to be able to help you. Stop thinking that they're there just to be mean to you and put you on punishment, or whatever. So it is, things aren't always what they appear to be. They just appear not so nice because that's not what we want to hear or do or be at the time. So try to keep an open mind. And young ones, when you keep an open mind, then you can go talk to the older ones and say, hey, Mom, Dad, did you forget what it's like to be a kid? Because, there's this guy and he likes me, or there's this girl and she likes me and I don't like her, so what should I do? You'd be surprised. First thing Mama's going to do is go, oh, he trusted me to ask a question. Oh, my God, my baby. Yeah. And Dad's going to be like, okay, see here, son, or see here, daughter, have you tried da-da-da-da, or, But looking back on other people's lives, I am so glad I was so open with my mom. I could talk to her about anything. She was the shy one still. Until today, she doesn't talk about sex, and she's just now at 80. Let's see, in 2 days she'll be 84. Yeah, I think so. And she's still shy about talking about a lot of things. A lot of things. So just try it. It can't hurt. It can't hurt. Now, for those of you that come from, abusive parents and they get drunk or drugs or whatever, yeah, you can still come talk to me. But when they have that moment of sobriety, just remind them how much you love and need them. Just trust me, not fighting sometimes helps more. Okay? I know you think, oh, Tasha, you don't know because your mom wasn't, a wino and got drunk every single morning and da-da-da. No, I don't know, but I have been raised around people the same age as me when I was younger that had to put up with that. And it wasn't fun, fearing for them to go home. But they couldn't come home with me, so we all just got to learn how to get along in the situation that we are in and handle it the best way. And yelling and fussing and fighting is not the best way. Just trust me, okay? Just trust me. It's not. Telling your mom or dad, even though you could be really, really super duper angry because she just threw a wine bottle at you, or he just threw a cigarette butt at you, or put his cigarette butt out on you, if you just try it. Just hear me out. Just try it once. And when they have that split second of 30 seconds of sobriety, meaning they're kind of sort of awake and know what they're thinking and talking about, tell them then, I really love you and I could really use your support. It might not solve every single problem in your life, but I'm telling you, it's going to be a good start to newness. I know it's not easy, and I know you're scared. And I know you're scared because I was once scared from a man that beat me. And for the first few moments afterward, for the first few days afterwards, you're really afraid. But then I actually had a moment of clarity. And in that moment of clarity, I decided, hey, what's wrong with you, Tasha? You said you were never going to let this happen to you. And at that moment, I called my friend. I said, I'm moving tomorrow. I started looking for a place because I know I'm not going to be in a relationship with a man that just constantly beats me and leaves bruises all over my face and body and tried to throw me off a second-story balcony. So it was hard. I know it's hard. I understand the fact that it is hard to even think about the thought to how am I going to do this? Okay? But once you make the choice to think the thought, how am I going to get out of this? Even though your dad is drunk and he's got the belt there. Yeah, if you do anything stupid, I'm gonna kill you. So in this case, I would just run to the police. I really would. Or go to, pack a little bag or something and bury it out underneath the tree, with like your ID card from school, an extra pair of clothes, maybe some money that you stole from mom or dad when they were drunk, I don't know. And store that, because this is what a lot of battered women get told to do in preparation for leaving. Put that like in a Ziploc bag, in a can, in a Ziploc bag, so in case it rains, it doesn't get, ruined. And put some little things out someplace where, of course, he or mom or dad that's drunk won't find it. So then when you go to the police, or you go to auntie, or you go to cousin, or you go to the neighbor's house, somebody that you can trust, and go to the church and say, I need help and I can't go back there, and if you make me go back there, I'll just keep running away. Killing yourself is not an option, okay? Let me tell you that now. It's not an option. So you go, you get help, you might get put in a foster care system or home or something. Or maybe they'll just have you both sit down for counseling. Get your dad or mom or whoever some drug support, alcoholic support, whatever. It ain't going to be easy, but you know what? It's easier when you're young, and you can get through it when you're young as opposed to waiting when you're adult. Because when you're young, you still have time to go through therapy and stuff and get over it. Hopefully. Hopefully. I'm not saying that's going to be easy either. I went through therapy after I got, raped and beaten. It's not fun, but I chose to not be like all the other women that are 30 years later are still complaining and, hanging on to being or having experienced abuse. I don't want you to just hang on to that the rest of your life like a lot of other people do. Why? I want you to live a good, happy, healthy life. You're not going to forget that your parents beat you when they were drunk or on drugs. But it might help ease the pain of the remembering. You see what I'm saying? So the sooner you get help, the sooner you can be helped. And I gotta tell you, looking back on those days, even though I was 27, 24, 25, 6, 27, 28, 27, 28, 29, I was in that relationship. And he didn't start beating me until I was, April. Okay, so like April of this year, we'll pretend, okay? We got together. And then like starting in December, he started like pinching me and poking me. See, those little things lead up to, it was a nice pinch or poke. It left a bruise. I bruise very easily. I'm like a big old steak tomato. I'm round and plump and I bruise easily, And I am really, really happy that I chose to get some therapy. And not just one therapist either, different therapists, because everybody has a different opinion on how to do something better or different, And I'm so glad I did. And if you ladies have been, or you men have experienced abuse, therapy ain't such a bad thing. I'm just saying. Because I'm not going to be one of those sitting, yeah, and he beat me and he raped me and he forever and hating men. I did hate men for 5 years, but I was in therapy for 5 years. So, and then I got over it. I don't want to be a broken person because of, what is doing that crackling sound? I don't want to be and stay broken and oh poor me and feel sorry for me. And lately I know I have been speaking more and more of myself on Facebook. But, needing some beads or needing money for teeth, to me, isn't necessarily always crying on your shoulder. And I don't think that that's too bad comparison to the other crap people put on there. So just know that anything is possible. It's possible for you to get love and support. Happy New Year's. It's New Year's already? Oh, okay. It's possible. It's possible to go on and have a happy, happy life and just leave those memories in suitcases up in the closet someplace. I'm not saying to get rid of them. You can forgive. Yes, at some point you might consider that. But I'm not saying you ever gonna forget. I never forget that fist coming at me in my face. But I was able long ago to forgive him, because I know if I didn't, that would still keep me a broken person. Again, I'm not telling you what to do, so don't go, "Ooh, I'm never going to forgive him for," whatever you choose to do is what you choose to do. But I'm just saying, if you're 12 or 13, 14 now, when you're 30, that's still not going to make you trust people, want love in your life, or even help you to love yourself. You see what I mean, honey? How can I love myself if I'm still hating you for hitting me, slapping me in the face 25 years ago? I can't. I can't love myself as long as I'm hanging on to that grudge or that anger or that angst or whatever. You can't move forward for hanging on to the negative. You cannot. Okay? So I encourage us all to, want to do better. And it's not because it's the new year. A new year starts every day, people. So whatever resolutions or goals or whatever you have, they're set every day. Every day is the beginning of a new year. Think about that. Let it marinate. So I just really hope that you children, adult children of abuse and children of abuse, find a way to get some help and sit down and, talk to your parents. Even if it's just, even if they're trying to beat you, just keep saying, "I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad. I love you, Mom. I need you to help me. Why are you, probably not why are you doing this. That's going to anger them. Maybe. I don't know. I love you." And just look at them in their eyes. And at some point it's going to click and they're going to think, "Oh my God, what have I done? What am I doing?" I'm not professing that it works. I haven't done the stats on it, the statistics, but my spirit says, I'll put it that way, and you guys know I go according to what my spirit says do. There has to be some way we all can conversate better and get along better and help each other understand what the other one is going through. And I figured I'm sorry, I have to turn the fan on. I'll try and talk louder. I don't want my computer's been getting hotter lately. I'm not saying it works in all cases, but if things are already bad, would it hurt to try? Okay, let's marinate on that. Do 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 do. I do remember how scary it was just planning to leave. And then that's when I thought, well, I work for places like AIDS Health Services and Center for Living with Dying and, Eris Project, which is another AIDS agency. And I say that because they offer people lots of talking. Just talk. Do you know how good it is just to sit and talk to somebody? They don't say anything back. Just talk. That's why I talk to myself so much now, out loud. I think, to help you hear what you are thinking and feeling and saying and being and doing. I'm not saying necessarily do it in front of other people because they're going to think you're cuckoo. But, Tasha, did you remember to turn the oven off? I don't want to come back and, some piece of paper accidentally flew in there and then it caught the stove on fire. I don't know. Did I turn all the lights out? You wonder why older people do that? So that they can help remind themselves. Or we put lists up to remind ourselves on the way out the door. Turn the lights out. Blow the candles out. You're young, but you can still make lists. Tell mom and dad I love them. And I know you're going to think, oh, that's stupid, that's mushy. No, because you know why? Parents need to hear that too. Don't you like hearing it? When you're sick, don't you like it when mom comes and cuddles you and, oh, it's going to be okay? Or fixes you, I don't know, milk and cookies after school? Well, mom and dad need to hear that too. Hey, dad, thanks. Because, you know, men with men talk different than girls with men. You know, little girls, oh, daddy, I love you so much. Thank you for, you know, whatever, my cheerleading uniform. Something, you know, whatever. But we all got to start with each other somewhere. But from child to parent, if you're, you know, again, if you're younger than 18, it seems like they're always the enemy, but they're not your enemy. They're your best ally, trust me. Because if the parent don't know, how can the parent fight for you? So there's some man across the street staring at you every day you walk home from school. If you don't tell your parents that, how are they going to know how to help you? You can hear your personality is changing because you're afraid to go outside because that man across the hall, across the street, is staring at you. No, you need to tell the parents, hey, Dad, there's some weirdo across the street. He keeps staring at me. Yeah, I never forget. And I'm not just making it up either. The guy came to fix the refrigerator. So, of course, he's on his back inside the back of the refrigerator. And I walk by, and he's all, can you pull your blouse up? And I'm stupid, so I did it. I was unknowing at the time. And sure enough, and then I was thinking about it. You know, I went to go pee. And I thought, I don't even know him. Why would he ask me to do that? So I told my dad. My dad kicked his ass. My dad's a big guy. Like Herman Munster, you know. And I thought, oh, he's going to protect me. Okay. See, and then that's where, you know, issues with women and men from protection stuff, and men with women too, come into play at a very young age, and, you know, not trusting because your dad wasn't there to protect you or your brothers weren't there to protect you. Well, I have 4 brothers, 4 sisters who would kick anybody's ass if I just bat my eyes the wrong way, you know. And what I'm saying is you're not going to know until you try. Okay, they're not out to be your best friends, and if they are, that's another video altogether. But they're not here to hurt you or anything. Hang on, I'm coming. Sorry about that. But you know, and it's not just kids. I don't want you to think I'm always just getting on you. I talk to you primarily because I remember vividly what it was like to be a kid and how challenging I thought it was going to be, you know, telling my mother things, or especially telling my brothers things, because I know my brother would go kill you if or when he knew you were doing something not nice to me. You know, really, my brothers love me, you know. So, and it's never easy. It's never easy. Excuse me. But the hardest thing, of course, always is the first step. So, one day you just might decide, hey, I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try it once. But I'm going to go, little boys especially, because, you know, Mom, girls and girls are different than boys with girls and girls with boys. Okay? Sometimes. If your parents teach you to be intelligent and trust your brother, cool. But I'm not seeing a lot of that nowadays. So, just try. That's all I'm asking you, young ones. Old ones, just try. You know? Don't try to be their best friend. You could lightly remind them, hey, Bobby, you've been acting a little different, son. If there's anything you want to talk to me about, you can feel free to do that. I know you might not want to, but I'll try to be cool, calm, and collected and hear you. And then we'll come up with a new plan together. How's that? You know, and then hopefully little Bobby or little Susie will. You know what I mean? But if we don't do that with each other, How can we teach our children what not to do, what not to accept, how not to be? You know what I mean? If you are accepting bad behaviors from your best girlfriend at 50, okay, anytime after 35, then how can you tell your children not to accept bad behavior from their friends? How? You know? You can't. If you're doing it yourself, that makes you a hypocrite. Hypocrites are liars. So today, you try to do one thing better for yourself. Both of us, youngsters and not so young. I'm not going to say old, because I'm not old. I'm just older than you, you know. It isn't easy. It isn't easy trusting. You know, it's never easy. Even if you're 10 or if you're 50, it just isn't. But like my mom always told me about getting over stuff like that, it's a choice, and it's only a choice one time per person. So you say, well, Tasha, she hurt my feelings because blah, 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 blah. And you know, either you're going to choose to be Tasha's friend still and say, you know, hey, Tasha, you know, it really hurt my feelings when you said that I was a bastard. I might be, but you don't have to say that. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I won't say it no more. And then you go on being best friends, whatever, you know. And same for adults. I know a lot of adults who just don't like confrontation. But why? If you tell me what makes you feel better or worse, I can do that. If you don't tell me because you're afraid me being so big, I'm going to just steamroll right over you, you're always going to carry that to another person and another person and another person. And then that's where it comes in, you blaming me for some other person's stuff. And, well, I treated you this way and so did that other person, so you just choose not to trust anymore. No. You have to choose to trust on your own. Each person is different. You know, I'm not Sally. I'm not the one that left you at the party while you were drunk and you had to walk home in the dark, you know, or whatever the case may be. So we all have to learn to let go and retrust every single time. You're not the man that beat me, so why wouldn't I trust you? I know so many women. Oh, I hate black men. Oh, I hate all white men. Oh, I hate all Chinese men because that one did this to me. That was one. You said that one did this to you. Hate him. Don't talk to him no more. You know? It's not all men. That one man. You know? So, adults, stop making the same mistakes as... I feel like something was crawling on me. Younger ones might make. Put your big girl panties on. Big boy panties on. Oops, excuse me. Big boy underwear on. And keep on keeping on. You know? It ain't easy. But it's easier than sitting in the mud crying. Oh, Tasha did this to me. She hurt my feelings. Yeah, well, life goes on, huh? Life goes on. But it's only going to go on if you try to make it better. And it's only going to go on if you decide not to make it better. It's your choice. Either way. Either way. I chose to get over it and go get some therapy. And at least once a year, I go get some therapy and say, okay, so I'm doing this now. In your opinion, doc, because, you know, some of them never give their opinion. They just listen to you talk. And that's it. Well, I don't need to pay you to listen to me talk. I want to pay you to get some answers, you know. And now, I don't pay much. They're on a sliding fee scale thing, so I pay my $20 and, get my 30 minutes in quickly, because now I've learned how to talk faster, make a list of things I really want to know. Okay, so last year I felt this about this way. This year I feel this way. Do you think I'm improving? Yes or no? Okay, we can go on. It's not easy, but we all have choices. Do you want a happy, better life? Or do you not? Today is the 31st, right? Yeah. I always want to encourage you all to be happy. And the only way you're going to be happy is to live in the truth of who and what you say you are. If you're a mom and dad, teach your kids responsibility. A lot of our kids growing up now, you come home from school, you just go out playing. You don't have no chores, you don't got no homework. You don't got to feed the dog, pick up the dog shit, change the cat's box. Nothing. Well, no, Tosh, they're kids. They need to have fun. No, they need to learn responsibility, and they respect people that get on them about not doing their chores. My nephew loved me to death because I would scold him and make him do the things he ought to do as a young boy, turning into a man. What, you can't take out the trash. I mean, really. Your mom and dad work hard to feed you, clothe you. You could take the trash out. Even at 4, I was doing dishes. The plastic cups and plates. Not everything. I couldn't touch the metal stuff. It might be sharp and I might not know the difference at 4. Yeah, right. I had to grate the cheese. I had to do my clothes, on my bed clothes, and, my sheets and pillowcase. I had to wash my own sheets and pillowcase at 5. So Mom took a marker, put a marker on the, because back then it was this way. You turn it this way. She'd mark where I was to turn it, and she'd mark this, and she'd mark that. Okay, good. So when I take my sheets off the bed, put them in the laundry, put just this much soap in there, and turn this knob here. Okay, when that one was done, the buzzer rang, then I turned this knob, and then I turned this. Yeah, we're not stupid. We need to have responsibilities. All of us do, all the time. And I still say, even if I had a kid, I don't know if I'd let them be on that dang computer too much. Don't get me wrong, playing a game for one, depending on the age, 1 hour is different than just being on Facebook 24 hours a day. That's out. I need exercise and air. You gonna get some exercise and air. Like me now. I know I've been doing it too much. It's time for me to scold myself and go get some exercise and air. But if we all got to try to help each other do better, luckily for me, I can sense things. I can generally sense when somebody is upset or frustrated or whatever. Then I go to Facebook. Hey, how you doing? You're on my mind. What are you doing? What's going on? Oh, you're thinking of me. Yes, I am. Oh, well, you see, and they vent, and they feel better. Vent, you'll feel better. But yeah, boys and girls, please really try to go to your parents, tell them what's going on, and just spit it out, because we've already heard everything you're going to say anyway. And I'm not trying to be a big bully or pushy about it. I'm just saying we already experienced it. So however you try not to say it, we're going to know. So just let them know, hey, this teacher at school, she hit me with a ruler. Or, the janitor at school, he looks at me and I feel really creepy. Or something. Because those instances that you feel it the first time are generally right. I'm not saying go make up stories to get attention. That never helps. Crying wolf never helps. It just leads to people not trusting you. And then when you really need help, you don't get help. Ask your parents. Tell me the story about the boy who cried wolf. And we all need to do that really for each other. But I'm really emphasizing the young ones now because these past 2 weeks I've come across a lot of young ones that just had as an older person, simple problems. And if they just go talk to their parents, it would be fixed, okay? So, Susie at school is pulling your hair. Go tell your parents. The parents talk to the teachers. And yes, Susie might be mad at you, but you know what? She's only going to be mad at you one time. And then I can almost guarantee you she's not going to be pulling your hair anymore. You're going to become best friends. True. True. And it works the same for boys, except boys generally can just go, play basketball and get it over with or whatever. Dang, I thought I turned the heat up in here, but I guess I didn't. It's just a matter of asking for some assistance from somebody. And go with your feeling, boys and girls. Go with your feeling. If you feel you can go talk to the janitor at school, go talk to him. And if you get that feeling, go talk to somebody else. But it's just as easy to start with your parents. And you know why it's just as easy to start with your parents? Because hopefully, I realize 1 out of 10 parent is not going to necessarily want to help their own child. And I have none. Oh my God. Well, I got my baby Jordan. Yeah, if you could just, hey mom, that janitor is really kind of creepy at school and he looks at me funny. Yeah. Because I'm telling you, kids know. Kids be knowing stuff. They be feeling stuff, but we teach them to suppress it, and it's wrong, or it's this, or it's that. And it's not, I would be willing to bet the youngsters, junior high, high schoolers, could help us get out of most of the world's problems that we have. I'm telling you, they're smart. You're smart, young ones. We adults tend to tell you you're not smart because we forget what it's like to be a child. I don't forget. I know you're smart. And I know most things, especially in math, you're smarter than me. I know that. I know it beyond a shadow of a doubt. I've never been good in math or I was good in black history. I got an A in black history. All the other histories and social studies I failed. And I'm not ashamed to admit it because it just didn't make sense to me. It didn't. So please, boys and girls, go talk to your parents, please. Pretty please. Just consider it. They do know. They know more than you think they know. Okay? Just give it a shot. And when it doesn't work, give it another shot. And when it doesn't work, give it another shot. And when all that doesn't work, just look at them straight in their eyes, if they're in their right mind, and say, you know what, Dad? I love you. I need help. Just try it. And for you older people, go to your parents and say, I need help. If they're in their right mind, they should offer some support. If they don't offer any support, you go on to the next person. Auntie, uncle, cousin, Tosh, something. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. We have been trained that it's wrong. Well, in my case, don't ask for help. Don't borrow money. Don't borrow a cup of flour. Don't do, And why? God put other people on this earth to support you. Why shouldn't you ask for, you need to borrow $1? Okay, here you go. Ask for some support. If you don't know how to ask for support from your own family, go to the police station. Because I'm telling you, you guys think I'm crazy. I go to the police station for everything. Where do I find help for low-cost housing? Oh, well, call this place, and then they could probably help you better. Oh, I didn't even think to call that place. Okay, thanks. So then you call that place, and they take you to that place. And that place will tell you that place. And eventually you get to where you need to be. Yeah. I know you think that's retarded, but people just don't think to call the police station. Just call the police station. They deal with every type of person under the sun. They would know, Or call City Hall. City Hall? I need help finding a babysitter. Where do I start? Did you try Craigslist? Oh, no, I didn't think of that. Thanks. Can I trust the people on Craigslist? Well, once you get their name, then come back here and we'll run them through the database and see if they have any warrants or arrests, and then we could tell you if they're an okay person. Okay, cool. Yeah, man. I forgot the instance, but I was trying to figure out, I forgot what it was now. Gosh, that was so long ago. And me and my girlfriend were driving around. I was driving then. And I forgot what we wanted to know, but we stopped at the firehouse. Do you happen to know where there's, an orange around here that I could buy? Oh, sure, you just go 2 blocks down and turn right, and then you'll find Safeway. Okay, thanks. Why not? It never hurts to ask. Just ask. There's billions of people out there that know some things that you don't know. And there's billions of people out there that need to come ask you for help because you know and they don't. I don't. Just start. Start by loving yourself. Start with loving yourself, and then move on to asking for help that you need. I do all the time. That's why I got such a big mouth. Okay, get out of here. Go love yourself. Go love yourself. I'm going to go love myself by going for a walk right now. And then I've got to come back and get back on Elance. And help myself. I love you. Go have a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.